Got ourselves team one together with Atherman with his Lego. We got us Meta Nerd and the Feral Ragnarok, as well as Tell as the two warriors with Jayhawk over in the back versus Aruna first up versus Tell charging in. I'm trying to see if he can switch over to the right body as Tell trying to get himself a bit of a go. Aruna blocking him down with Alexi. He's going to go for a bleed parry up to follow versus that Fist of Fury. Able to fight right through the fist with overpowers, but the Karma Tell, I think he's just going to try to see if he can fight through it. Reflect up just to get himself a little bit less magic damage taken. Got himself the angle versus Aruna. Ports him back to back, and actually Aruna is not in a great spot health-wise. Does not really have a lot of ways to mitigate the damage from Tell unless you just shrink it or run. Fist of Fury is the only thing that's really kind of sort of keeping you alive. Got yourself at least a little bit of healing through the Fort Brew, but unless you can just get away from the guy, break away from him with a Ring of Peace, I think he just has you. Overpowers just to get through the Fist of Fury unless you just bail out with a port. I think once the karma and everything is out, there's only so much you can really do. Versus Nalix over on the team too, by the looks of it. We got Saya over in the back. We got Rajani here as the Elemental Alien Shaman, as well as Vel Nathria with Nalix versus Tal. I kind of want to see which one of those two ends up coming out on top. And I mean, Nalix is giving him as much of an honor duel here as possible, letting the cooldowns come back up as much as he can. But I've seen Tal go into duels with just absolutely drain, nothing to do, and he still finds a way like to survivalist out of that one. He squeaks out of those situations either way. But Nalix trying to get this duel as much of an honored bout as possible. Nalix playing to the champion spear, otherwise known as Spear of Bastion from back in the day. Well, Tal not playing it. Look at him. Wait, oh, that's actually kind of cute. Got a little pet hanging out with that. Well, give it Tal an opportunity to at least recover all his health. Man's ready to go. Nalix just not even giving much of a chance to just missing that spear. That is unfortunate. If only he would have gotten Tal in that spear and probably got supporting talents with the spear too. That would have been huge, but does get hit with a shot with a storm bolt, and Nalix a lot of his go, a lot of his burst besides Warbreaker. It's kind of out of the picture for Tal. Now he might actually have a little bit of that health advantage, or an even better cooldown advantage for Nalix, at least able to. He's still bleeding. I was gonna say second wind should be kicking in by now, but because the bleed's coming on for a little while. Wait, are you waiting for something? Even better nerd came over there just to say what's up. Warbreaker out for Nalix. Does get himself a parry. Dalaran got himself Blaze Storm. Also parry of his own. Both warriors, all they can do is just overpower against one another. It's very little damage compared to anything. Stormbolt onto Nalix. Does have himself a trinket. Charges as Dalaran goes to charge as well. It's going to go for a trinket as the Stormbolt breaks his concentration. Also, disarm for Nalix for just a second. Quick fear onto Tell with a stun to follow. I don't know if Nalix is playing a disarm of his own. Got himself another charge to Tell. Got himself executes back to back. At the very least, doesn't go for the disarm. Perfect opportunity for you to maybe get yourself a bit of a go. Tell trying to see if he can maybe play this more defensively, as the sharper blades has got to be on him. Tell will not be able to get a lot of recovery. Trying to see if he can get a bit more aggressive there. Nalix is just fighting right through the damage of Tell. Stormbolt around the corner. Got himself execute range and should be able to take him down fairly quickly. I think it was just a either a fatty mortal strike. That was just the fattest overpower or execute I've ever seen. Stormbolt up for Rajani. Does himself a proper go. He got himself a reflect, but that's actually going to end up getting precog procking as he goes in for a proc. Got him some Stormbolt. Is he going to go one shot and try to see if he can go for the one shot? But it doesn't quite do enough. Elemental Blast of the Stormkeeper. I love seeing it. But he doesn't combine a Skyfury totem into this one by the looks of it. But he is trying to get himself an angle stun onto Telrion. I don't know if he's got an Earthshock to follow up from there or anything. But if you can do LA Blast, Stormbolt, Lightning Bolt, Earthshock, Stormbolt, Lightning Bolt, that combination is really, really good. Charges in. There's going to be a lasso, but it has himself a Stormbolt already mid-air. Blaze Storm to follow. Full dots on Rajani. Trying to see if he can back away. Maybe Hex connects. Goes in for a quick reflect. Rajani's kind of limited what he can do unless he goes in for Guardian as well as the wall. He's kind of limited. I think it just might be over. I think once you fall that far behind, it's just, I don't know how else it can come back. Unless maybe you have a big old knockback. Vel Nathria trying to see if he can get himself to go versus Tell before he can recuperate any of his cooldowns. Got himself full disarm onto Vel Nathria. Goes in for the full on bleed. Tell trying to see if he can escape it as much as possible. Back it up out of there as best as he can. You know what? I just realized your whole mock kind of looks like Gerard Shadow Song. I think that's what I'm thinking of, at least, right? I probably got the name wrong, but it's like you look like the one character from Legion who was Maev's brother. I think it's Gerard Shadowsong, right? I kind of like that. Volnathir trying to see if you can fight through it, break through your defenses. Trinket not available for Volnathir though, so Dalaran got himself a big go. That's gonna be huge. Both warriors are kind of similar in health. A little bit of damage coming through to Volnara. Got himself a parry. Dalaran trying to see if he can leap away, holding onto a parry of his own. And hopefully if he has enough bleeds on Volnara. Fear before the charge connects. Got himself reflect into a quick disarm. Volnara tried to go for shockwave. I don't even know what happened. Looks like the shockwave just didn't do anything. And Dalaran just picking up a random execute proc with a big thunderstorm on top of it, just enough damage to take him out. With Saya, the last one left over for the team too. Dalaran just was able to fight long enough to recollect some of his cooldowns back little by little. Should get himself a parry, does go for the full-on parry. Saya looking for a searing glare. Dalaran can't really do much right now. He's kind of staying next to Saya, but he's going to go for a bit of a leap. Saya got himself hand of freedom, pony up and everything. Dalaran might be very, very limited what he can do. Stun on Saya, does go for the trinket. Dalaran trying to see if he can break past his defenses, trinket to follow as well. Saya just got himself plenty of damage, just hammering away at Dalaran. I don't know what a warrior can do in that kind of a situation, especially with the Shield of Vengeance right now for Saya. Like, even if you fight him, he's just going to splash back at you. Dalaran trying to see if he can just whirlwind out of there. Maybe he can Shadow Meld the next stun out of Saya. That's about all I can think he can do. Bleeds are up. At least trying to see if he can bleed up Saya, maybe get as much damage as he can. Got himself the very, very minimum healing. And Saya is bleeding out right now. If Meta Nerd runs in fast enough, goes in for a stun, might be a bulb right now. Saya, look at a potential defensive. Big bite bubble. No, it didn't even give him a chance. He kind of went for a global to do some damage and or a healing, where a bubble should have been definitely the first thing you did. Dalaran does pick up 4, putting enough pressure into Holy Saya. With those bleeds overlapped with the feral bleeds in order to keep the pressure rolling all over again. My goodness. Got ourselves team 1 together with Duve. Oh, wait, Alex. Oh, I like this camera view for a second. I like your whole mount, like your whole snowy attire. It's hard to see you up above there, but the whole mount and the combo, the ensemble. Oh, I love this animation. It's so good. We got us this role on that team together with Numera. We got ourselves, I was going to say numerical for a second, but we got some Jayhawk, we got us some Duve, and Nalix first up versus Saya. Does get hit with a stun? Or not? What happening? Why are you blue? Maybe something happening? I have no idea. Griff on that team as well, as we got Lemon, we got ourselves The Game, we got ourselves Anthrax. That's a lot of rogues on that team. To be fair, that is quite one too many. Maybe got himself full sharpened blades for Nalix with a battle stance, trying to see if he can stay super aggressive with Saya, going for a dab of the sword just to get himself a little bit extra defense so he can stay focused on offense the entire time. Shield of Vengeance doesn't really worry him, doesn't really flinch from it. Is gonna go for a few though. Himself maybe a bit of that second one recovery. No, instead, before that even happens, it's going to charge in. Avatar and everything is available. Blade storming past Saya. The man got himself a hand of freedom, but unless he can maybe get him, hold on, it's actually real low. Might be lay on hands. I'm surprised it's a lay on hands and not a bubble. Does get a lockdown onto Nalix with a steering glare to follow. Nalix trying to see if he can play defensively for just a second, but knows he got to get back in there. Saya no longer has himself a big out, and Nalix, if he can get himself the most amount of damage, you might be able to chop him. Hold on, got another charge, hand of freedom, not enough. Oh, Nalix just takes it, which is why I was surprised it wasn't a bubble out of the paladin. But the warrior does end up chopping right through him. He just decided, you know what, I have no healing. That other class got a billion healing. I'm just gonna stay in and rock his world until the man is dead. Just gonna take him down to the grave really quickly. Nalix gave him this opportunity, at least by Anthrax, to get himself the second win recovery, which is so good to see. As Anthrax, I like your Mog, man. I like that shoulder and how you got a little devil in your shoulder going on. I like the thematics of it all. I kind of don't mind it. Let's give this man as much of an honor as humanly possible. Now, I think he's just waiting for cooldowns to back up, right? Maybe wait until parry. He's like positioning his movements just to let us know he's still here. Immediately flying up in the air. Anthrax was ready for it. Nalix trying to see if he can maybe get himself a reflect to get one of those bolts back towards Anthrax. Does go for the trinket, breaking out of the store bolt. Big parry up for Nalix. Is just trying to see if he can fight through Anthrax. I don't know if he'll be able to get too many hits through that blur because he's dodging a lot of the attacks. But at the very least, Anthrax does have, or Nalix have himself a parry to work with Big Roar onto Anthrax. He got himself Big Hunt to follow. He's gonna chop right through Nalix. Darkness maybe a little late, a little delayed, But for Duve, at least maybe, oh, doesn't matter. I was gonna say maybe Duve missed an attack or two, but I think the Frostbomb did attach either way though. That is a lot going on. The two of them just fighting each other, all offensive out. It is so good. Griff? They're sending Griff? I thought they were gonna leave Griff for later so Lemon or the game could get a chance, but Duve not given much of a chance to really recover here. Does go for a quick invis, rooting Griff in place. It's gonna be Ray of Frost, maybe a Cloak of Shadows. Griff goes in for advantage just to get a Shadow Strike. Might be frozen. Cloak of Shadows might need to come out. He does get frozen up. He's gonna go for the trinket, trying to see if he can go for a kick. Second freeze under Griff. He got double frozen. That's a thing. You can get double frozen. I guess it's if you trinket, right? Double freeze. I've never seen it before. Might be an ice block for a Duve. He's trying to get some damage back to Griff. He's going to Nova him for a second and got himself lances at the very least, but to catch up to the rogue, that's going to be a rough one. That's going to be weird. So he might just be him trying to see if he can play out the clock until dampening gets super, super high, which is why I'm like, we should just send Griff last so that he can play at the highest dampening possible. You know what I mean? All the time for Duve. Does get himself a bit of recovery. Griff making sure this man does not get any space to breathe. Cloak of Shadows might come out for the rogue. Does get frozen. Maybe still cloak either way though. Unless it's a huge shatter. Griff takes a pretty big hit. Unless Spike. I think he's going to be cloak for that one. Blind. Instead, Duve might have gotten the crit there once or twice, but it was a little rough, wasn't it? Does throw down a frozen orb to the left, which is unfortunate because Griff was on the opposite side of that thing. 7 minutes into the match. Maybe a blink for Duve, or maybe it's over. Oh, got himself a shield last second. I don't know. Nova for just a quick second. Ray of Frost. Smoke Bomb is going to go for a quick kick. Not like he has an ice block to use. Breath last minute with the Frost Bomb. Maybe he gets himself one last big shatter combo. Trying to see if he can make it happen. Griff with advantage though. I think he does get to avoid it. That is a leap by Namira. I am surprised Griff doesn't get hit by that leap. I honestly thought he would. Very surprised he didn't get hit. What is that pet you got going on? Is that like a fire puppy pet? What is that thing? What is that thing? I don't think I've ever seen that thing before. Griff is skulking over on top of the bridge. Eyes are available on the far side on the team 2 area. Does go for the shuriken throw with a killer shot onto Namura. Full sepsis, everything available. Namura having to go for a trinket pretty late there just to see if he can shut down Griff's go. Does go for the big DFA. I think the bleed does still connect either way though. Unless he goes for a step, that is going to be Namura with the weirdest charge ever, unless it was a leap charge combo. It is going to be a vanish out of the rogue. He's still bled up and he's still taking quite a bit of damage either way. They're trying to see if he can sprint to the far side. Namura mounting up. I don't know if he got a leap or anything available here to find the rogue. Does go for the sap and is still bled up. Someone's still taking him out of stealth. Trying to go for step. Oh, the juke though. You can't get mad at the jukes though. You can't get mad at the jukes. That was a well done juke. That was well planned, well played. Dampen is pretty high, so maybe he gets aggressive here. Namira does get hit with a killer shot, nothing he can do. Secret technique takes the damage. Griff doesn't actually do too much with that secret, but I think the Viscers probably do more nowadays, right? Parry out for Namira. Got himself plenty of defense. Could get super offensive with Griff. Trying to see if he can go for a Blaze Storm. It's going to try to see if he can juke out the juke. It does get a juke. The juke with a blind to follow. Griff is still kind of low in health. Does he go for another juke? No, he goes under the bridge. If Namira can get himself a good angle. Oh, leap charge. Oh, gouge. Does he get Zerkus? He does some Zerkus. Needs to slow him. Does stun him. I think this might be over for Griff unless he manages to escape. Slow. Hold on. Warbreaker. He is still out in the open. Does get himself another charge. Reflect up for a second. Kid is trying to follow. Is Griff just dying to the dots? Bleeds are in. He wants to sprint out of there. He got sprint preloaded, ready to go. Does Namira catch him at all? Super low on health. That's going to be vision for the rogue, but you can still overpower through it. Hold on a moment. Does get himself a little bit of healing. Blaze Storm bleed. Does he die? Does he die to the bleed? He's still bled up. Technically, he's still bled up. Sap into the DK. Does trick it out of it just to keep him in combat. The team is now... the team is now put together just to take down Griff at this point. Grippy hand, cheat death. I am surprised he lived that. Normally, we're so used to cheat death just not working properly. I'm surprised it actually worked this time around. Not gonna lie. Nice bet I have a ghost one, but I've never seen the fire one either. Yeah, how do you get the fire one? That looks good. I think it looks fire, if I could be a bit so corny. Gonna be a big snowball up for WoW. Does get hit with the disarm. Got himself a death pack really early. Not gonna be able to heal, but at least he got himself a full health bar to work with. Game trying to see if he can go for a dance combo. Does get stunned up, trigger to follow. Cheap shot into WoW. Everything's available. I think he's got himself full go. Wait a second, the DK might be able to get him. Hold on, Obliterates are coming right through. Not too many bleeds onto WoW right now. IBF keeping him alive, but barely. Cloak and evasion up for the game. The DK just survived long enough, but looks like the heart attack sets in. Barrage is out for Jayhawk, not letting the game out of there at all. Polly really quickly with a ring of fire just to make sure he can't escape all that easily whatsoever. and does go down, right? There's no way. She does. She does. Wait, he's still alive? Wait, here's an example of cheat death actually working. Here's an example, a fantastic example of cheat death actually functioning like it's supposed to. The game does have Cloak and Trinket coming back up in a bit here. Survival Rogue, new spec. Exactly. I mean, that's been all rogues, really. All the rogues are survival rogues. Unless you're saying we got survivability of a survival hunter, and then we got a survivability of a blood DK at that point. That's the Magi onto the game. Cloak of Shadows sprinting in. He's trying to see if he can make a play. Does he just go for it right now? He got himself full dots, full blades, full everything. Jay blinking away. That's gonna be a huge hit on Jay. Does he go down for Ice Block? He doesn't go for the block. This is where the game had to get super aggressive. Jade's not gonna be able to get a lot of recovery. He gotta find a way to get himself out of the situation one way or somehow. Got himself a breath. Got himself no altar for a little bit. Got images. Maybe this could help at least dampen some of the damage taken. It's going to be a Trinket out of the Garrote. Trinket out of the Rogue. Got himself a Vanish. He had himself a Blind in case he wants to. I don't know if he's going to go for it. Got himself Kidney Shot. It's going to be a Trinket for Jay. And just trying to see if he can throw the spikes in. He just needs a little bit more damage. Barrage misses last second. Jay doesn't have taken it. But another Garrote out of yet another Rogue. There's just no shot, man. There was just no way. Well done by Jay, though. My goodness. Against all odds, will felt like I thought the Rogue definitely had it, but Jay doesn't have taken him at the very end. Well done, well done. Let's see if we can get us another one for the night, boys.